All right. We're here with my man, Nate Fixes Kicks.
Let's go.
Nate Fixes Kicks in the house.
Go.
And then we also have Nate is from Chicago, and we have Sumaya from South Africa. How are you? Both.
Finding from yourself.
Man, it's so great to see both of you. So great to see both of you.
Yes,
I
sir.
know we've been working super hard for, man, seems like a long time.
Come on.
7 months going on 8 months, huh, y'all?
I feel all these 11 months, man. I feel all.
So Nathan is actually part of our program from last year too, and has a very interesting story. I won't even try and tell it. Nathan, why don't you tell the people a little bit more about your story and kind of what's going on this year for you?
This year. Yeah, pretty much this year I've been really just focusing on how to expand my business. So I started doing restorations this year around May. I've been into restorations for about a year and a half now, but I just started back up in May because due to like personal problems, I was just like out the game for a little bit. I had to make that little comeback. So, but in May I came back and pretty much ran it over the summer, and it's the winter, it's still doing pretty good. So it's just been crazy this year. I'm ready for next year and see what I could do.
Mm, That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And man, me and Nathan got a chance to, man, just bond, bro. Like Nathan lived with me for a minute with his moms, and like just to be able to build space with someone, you know what I mean, and get to know them and
Yeah,
really get to understand what makes people tick, and it's a beautiful thing. It is, and I've seen how far he's come in the short amount of time, and just so proud of him. So keep up the good work. One thing I want y'all been hearing me say this all week. If you haven't been tuning in, I'm gonna say it. Download the app. Why?
you can
We
vote.
had over 700 votes in. Y'all, over 700 votes for these young adults from people across the world for this pitch competition. And I definitely want to introduce Sumaya next. And Sumaya, her pitch was so amazing. It was so great to hear your story and your heart. And I know, don't blush. It's okay. It's okay. No. It was so beautiful, and it made me, I had tears. And so thank you,
Thanks,
Sumaya, for pitching, your narrative, your story, right? People had to go into our app, Meet App Go, to download that and vote. We had over 700 people vote, y'all. Right? How about that exposure? People that were watching these videos, looking at them, thinking about them.
It's crazy.
You are graced right now with the presence of Nate Fixes Kicks, who's
Oh,
going to be going to the finals tomorrow at 8 p.m. What?
oh,
What?
Well done, Nathan.
What? Yes. And again, well done job to everyone that has put in so much work this year with the program, and even the people that came in after, um, that just put in work and showcase their story and pitch their product, whatever that may have been for them. Right? Shout out to you for being vulnerable and putting yourself in a place where you're starting something new and you don't really know if that new thing is going to become something, right? You just know that that's the thing that you believe inside
yeah,
that you're going to do,
yeah, it's
And so, again, shout out to y'all for all these young adults for really busting their butt and putting in the work and building the relationships and doing the things you don't want to do, even though you know you got to do them.
Right. The
So,
uncomfortable things is what matters.
uh, Sumaya, that was a
Yes.
whole lot of talking for me. Make sure you speak loud, Sumaya.
Can you
Tell
guys hear
me,
me?
yeah, that's much better, much better. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, Sumaya, tell me a little bit and us a little bit about yourself and the project and the pitch competition, just all the things. Tell us what you're feeling right now.
Well, how I'm feeling right now, I'm just so proud to have completed the program. I didn't think I'd be able to complete it. About myself, okay, so my name is Sumaya Joseph. I am 22 years old. I have a BA in Health Sciences and Social Services. And writing is my first passion. And if you watched my pitch competition video, you know I said the same thing then. I'm a bit nervous now, so please excuse me. Um, for the pitch competition, I submitted one of my pieces. Throughout the program, I was able to complete my first book, well, the first draft of my first book, which I am currently editing while it's undergoing the editing process, and will be submitted for review for publishing. So, yeah, that's basically what I've been working on.
Amazing, amazing. And tell us a little bit more about the beginning of the program, right, and where your head was versus where your head is and where life is and where you are now.
Well, when I started the program, I was an absolute mess. I won't even lie, I was a mess. I knew I had a dream, but I didn't know how to go about doing it. Like, I didn't believe in myself. And with the help of your passion first and the support and guidance, I really grew a lot, not only as an artist, but as an individual as well. The things we learned helped me with my art and in life in general, and just having people there that you can turn to and that support you and believe in you makes a huge difference. And I've experienced so much growth. Honestly, I can't even explain. Like, it's inexplicable. Like, uh, something else, something else. Where I'm at now, I'm so proud of the growth that I've accomplished and just being here. Like, I didn't expect this. I didn't think I'd be able to complete this program. You guys gave me stress. I won't lie.
Man, well, thank you for that, and I think that's a good segue to bring in, my partner in crime. And I want to give due to my man Joe Natal too, that's tuning in. Laid a lot of the groundwork for this with us and with our consulting firm, Grow Exponential. We're doing some amazing things with helping organizations with hiring, retention. But I want to also bring in my partner in crime here with your passion first. When you say us, this is the man who's really helped bring this production lens. Him, Mikasa Holiday, and the whole Mikasa family has done so amazing in welcoming us and just his spirit, his presence. Let me just stop talking. Let me bring him in. Y'all like who? The man, the myth. He's got the what?
The
JTMT,
main
baby. Let's go.
speaker.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, what a gift. I'm
Julius, the
so
mad thinker in the house.
so yeah. How you guys doing?
Great, man. How are you?
Good, bro.
Good, thanks.
Doing well. So I'm super excited about this right here. Of the projects, I have to say that hey, Cassandra, I'd have to say of the projects, this was going to be one of my favorite ones because I thought about people who really were super loyal and super cultish almost about sneakers, my friends. And I thought about when you'd go to a sneaker con or something like that, that you'd probably get into a conversation with someone who worked at a store or had this crazy collection. But at some point in the conversation, they would say, man, yeah, this is great, but you should see the ones that I got at home. So I was like, virtually, we're at home, so we get a chance to see some of these shoes that maybe weren't going to be brought out. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about what we're going to see, and I'm really super happy for you, Nate. You've been working so hard through this entire project. There's been some times that real life has happened where time management has been difficult, but you showed yourself that you put your priorities first, and here you are right here.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Julius.
Yes.
Like, not in or true, but I think we wanted to do like a little bit of demo, and I want to make sure we give my man Nate here the right amount of due time to show kind of his worth and what he's working on. You know what I'm saying? So can we talk a little bit more about what he's gonna do for us?
Yeah. Tell us a little bit, and then Nate, tell us a little bit about what you do. What you're gonna do, and then what we're gonna do is talk a little bit about the history. Sumaya actually was able to connect with a young lady who was a freelance artist, also currently works with Dolce Gabbana, and they put together a great video for us, for anyone who really wants to know some of the process. And then we have someone live who can actually, get down and dirty in the nooks and crannies of shoe restoration, which I'm actually going to bring out a pair of shoes that I don't think can be revived. But
challenge.
I'm out.
Challenge.
Yeah, I like. I'm almost embarrassed, but I did talk to one of our friends, Diz, who's a DJ here in Chicago, who also is going to make it onto the stream, and he seemed to kind of say that, like, there were times that, like, when you first got shoes or whatnot, that you would just wear them. I would wear them down, right? And I bought these really expensive shoes, and I felt like, hey, I need to get my money's worth. And when you see them, you'll see that I got my money's worth. So Nate, go ahead and tell us kind of what it is that you're going to show us, and and a little bit about your passion in shoes and how that all started.
And just to give Nate the plug, if y'all trying to get in touch with Nate and you need any type of shoe restoration of any sort, you need to mail them to him, right? That's a small price. You see his Instagram right there. Hit him up, message him. He's open for work always. This is his passion. This is what he loves to do. So take care of Nate. That's the way to take care of him. Appreciate it.
But I got to say that he is good. So, if you're trying to get it last minute, like tonight, that's going to be tough. That might cost you a little bit of extra or whatnot, because he's got, shoes and customers that are
line around. But yeah, so pretty much I'm just gonna show you guys how I do. I have a pair of shoes right here. I'm gonna show you guys right now. This is a pair. These are mine right now, because currently I don't have any that are like not started that I would like to. Oh, how do I? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't have any that are like ready to like just show right off the bat. So I'm gonna show you guys my pair that I do have right now. They are really dirty. Look at that, y'all. You see that?
Get up close. Get up close in there. Let's see it. Yeah.
Things on the leather. Ooh,
look at that. Hold on. Show that again. Show that red part. What's that?
Red?
You wearing some red brick or something?
Oh man, I don't know what I'm on everything.
Okay, I see
So
the
you walking
stains.
into the valley of the shadow of death, Nathan.
Yeah, Nate, and I guess it all depends on the person, but like, how long do your shoes generally how long do they generally last before you actually have to get to the point where you feel like you need to clean them?
For my personals,
yeah.
I have a pretty decent rotation. I'm trying to turn this camera around. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I have a pretty big rotation right now. I'm averaging about 10 pairs of shoes. So, I guess maybe like I'd have to like clean them like maybe once every 8 months, like just all of them, just go over and clean them. Because I try to take care of my shoes, but this Chicago weather is not good, man. I'm not gonna lie. So it just definitely gets pretty hectic with the shoes, trying to keep them clean, especially white ones. So I'm just gonna show y'all how I clean them.
Okay, cool. All right. So let's go ahead. We can start with do you want to? We can just start with kind of let's take it back and start with the video. Chris, is that even pulling up on
Yep,
your?
I got
Did
you,
it?
man. Hold on. You ready for it right now?
Yeah. Let's see.
And we got a couple people in the waiting room too. Or we got. I just want to make sure we're. I think we may
who do
have
we
to
have?
wait to bring them in, or you
Yeah.
tell me.
Who do we have in the waiting room?
So Zachariah is in the waiting room, and then Marcus
That's
Kruger.
my friend, and my
Okay.
friend
Yeah,
as well.
Zachariah.
He took
Okay.
the video for me and edited it.
I
So
see him
it's all
smiling, so that
him.
we know they're hearing us. So appreciate you joining us, Zachariah.
Okay.
Let's.
So
What do you want to do, Julius?
yeah. So let's go ahead and meet them. Let's go ahead and meet them. Go ahead and bring them in. And
Okay.
these are two other sneaker. Okay, we got two other sneaker freaks here. Look at
What's
this.
up, Jack?
Let's go.
Hey guys, nice to see you guys. Hi, everybody.
Stop.
Okay, yeah, I love meeting sneaker freaks. Just because tennis shoes and the loyalty behind the brands. Zachariah and Marcus. So Zachariah, tell us a little bit about yourself and how long have you been kind of enjoying sneakers?
Hey guys, I'm Zachariah from South Africa. I'm Sumaya's friend, and yeah, I'm a super sneakerhead. I can't exactly say when I fell in love with sneakers, but maybe it's been a good about like 6 years, a good solid 6 years. And I have more especially fell in love with the Jordan brand. You know, Michael Jordan is he's phenomenal, guys. And yeah, I mean, I'm a super fan, a real big fan.
Okay, and did you just before we go on, and I'm hoping that you were able to kind of grab a few pieces if you have the opportunity to grab a few pieces throughout this within the span of time that you can showcase some of your favorites or whatnot. If you're in a position to do that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I actually do have a few solid ones.
Okay.
Um, so I do have my Retro 13s History of Flights. I don't know if you guys can see them,
Okay.
but
Retro 13s. Okay, Nate. So what's the verdict on those, Nate?
Those actually
but
look bad. Looks like he keeps them pretty crispy. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see the bottom of those, my friend.
sorry, I'm just trying to angle it with the camera, guys.
It's a
They're a
little,
bit dirty. I'm not
it's
gonna
not,
lie. I mean, I think that's just dirt. But other than that, yeah, these are the babies, the coup de grace.
yeah, those are,
Okay. All right, cool. Okay. You save your other one right there. And Marcus, okay, so Marcus, you were part of the filming of what we're gonna see, is that correct? Or
Yes, sir. That's right.
and you're also kind of a sneaker fan as well?
I mean, I'm studying now my third year of cinematography, so I'm getting my degree in that. And yeah, I mean, I love doing videography and like shooting shoes because I just feel like shoes are so aesthetic and they're just really nice. They're really easy to make look pretty because they just are pretty, the way that they stand. As for shoes myself, I'm a practical man. I wear work shoes, so like boots, just like a good old pair of leather boots. That's me, I wear them for 10 years till they fall off.
Okay, cool. And so when we so what was it like shooting yesterday? And I'll go to Sumaya. So Sumaya, what did you kind of like learn from what you guys got a chance to shoot yesterday?
Well, I learned a lot about sneakers, things that I didn't even know existed. Um, yeah, funny story. Marcus and I met for the first time yesterday, but he's my homie for life now. It was a very fun experience filming with him and working on this project with him. He's an amazing guy and he's super passionate about what he does. And I'm just happy that he could showcase the artist, Sara Amir, and her work in the way she wanted it and the way I wanted it as well. So yeah, watch the video and let me know what you guys think.
Okay,
You guys
cool.
are gonna learn a lot as well. It's like so much in. Oh, I have no words, honestly.
Cool.
Sarah is a huge sneaker enthusiast. I was just sitting there and I'm like listening to all of these things and trying to take it in, and I'm like, okay, you're so passionate about this. Like, how do you know all of these things? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you know it's a blessing to your eyes and ears.
Cool. Okay, Chris, are you able to?
What's up, guys? It's Sumaya from Your Fashion First. Welcome to our second annual Sneaker Freaks Expo. Today I am with sneaker enthusiast, artist, and customizer, Miss Sara Amir.
What's up, guys? Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing today, Sara?
I'm great, dude. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great.
So, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, about your passion, and what it is that you do?
I am a creative, in a nutshell. So I do quite a bit. I am currently studying fine arts. I am an artist, of course, because of that. Customize sneakers for Dolce and Gabbana. And yeah, pretty much. I collect sneakers as well, on and off. I do resell on and off as well. So yeah, my life kind of just revolves around sneakers.
Wow, a woman of many talents. You mentioned that you're the only artist employed by Dolce and Gabbana in South Africa, well, in the continent.
In the continent, yeah, that's right.
Wow, and how does that make you feel?
I mean, it's a pretty big title in a sense that I have. So, quite a respectful space that I'm in. Quite a big. It's a big deal. Yeah. It's a big deal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, after seeing your work, I can see why they employed you.
Thank you. But it's just luck, man. It's just luck.
So, Sara, where do you draw your inspiration from?
I mean, obviously, I really love street culture. I love hip hop, rap music. So I go into that realm a lot in terms of my inspiration. And basically, when it comes to sneakers itself, I mean, just look at the hype around you. You know?
Yeah.
I kind of go onto that idea of a groundedness when it comes to sneakers. That's where I am.
What's your favorite brand?
My favorite brand, I wouldn't say I necessarily have a favorite either, but I do always go for checks over stripes, even though I'm currently wearing stripes. But yeah, pretty much. So Adidas and Nike are definitely like my top two, of course. It's just because I really like them a lot, always. Converse, definitely. And yeah, pretty much. I'm not really into the luxury side.
Oh, okay.
Culture over luxury, you know.
Culture over luxury.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's basically what your collection consists of.
No, so I have a ton of sneakers, definitely. And I'm not going to talk about all of them because there's a lot in the middle that goes into that. But, I mean, I've got, you know, a whole range of sneakers it's kind of like, I only have pairs that I like. I don't have pairs that are just based on hype. I don't have pairs that are just like things that I bought and I don't wear. I've had a lot of good pairs in my hands because doing resale on and off. And yeah, pretty much. So as of currently, if I talked about them, I'm currently wearing a pair of these, right? These are the Babe Superstars. It was a collab this year, close to, I think, released in like March 2021. Adidas and Babe, pretty cool. And yeah, so Converse CDG, these Babesters, there's Air Forces, of course. My first pair of probably a sneakerhead pair was a pair of Wheat Air Force One Highs, the Elevate. And that was like, I was probably one of the first people over here to have them as a girl in my size. So I had to now fly out to the UK. Now this pair was so important to me. I looked for it in my size for about 2 years. And then they released over Nike's website in the UK at first towards the end of 2016, around like October. And I knew I was going to fly out in December. So I shipped them to my aunt's house, you know, in the UK, and we went to visit in December, so that's when I got them. Brought them back here, and I was like, super cool.
You understood the mission.
Of course I did. I mean, you have to execute. You know, when you want it, you gotta want it. Yeah.
Definitely. So, do you have that pair of sneakers with us today?
Which pair?
The ones you were talking about now, your first pair.
Well, I mean, I have those, of course, but my actual first pair was these. I do not have a box for them. I do not have anything for these. I don't even know what these are called. These are like Nike Converse.
So you've experienced life.
I've had these since I was like 12, man. For like close to the past 8 years now. I'm 20 years old now. And yeah,
They're
those
still
things,
around.
I still wear those to the gym. Right? So it's pretty nice pair.
So you mentioned sneakerhead and hype. Can you tell us if you're a sneakerhead or a hype beast?
I'm none.
None.
I'm none. I just like shoes.
You just like shoes. Okay, so for those who don't know the difference, can you please explain the difference?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say a hype beast is, of course, like you have, you know, you're around all of the hype kind of sneakers, hype style, hype fashion, you know, everything that's like on trend right now, that's hype. You know, that makes you a hype bae or a hype beast, you know, depending on what you choose to be. And of course, a sneakerhead is definitely like, you just have a lot of sneakers. And I don't know, I might have a lot of shoes at times, but I don't say that I'm a sneakerhead completely. I just like shoes.
He just likes shoes, guys. Okay, so you're gonna be showing us your collection, your sneaker collection.
Sure, we can.
All
definitely
right,
go through
let's
it.
do that then. Okay, Sara, favorite pair of sneakers?
Favorite pair. Favorite pair. Favorite pair. Favorite pair. Favorite pair.
Is this the most expensive one as well?
Yes, yes it is.
And how much do they go for?
These probably on resale or retail.
Both.
Retail was about 3,000 rand, so I think that was about, I don't know how many dollars that is. Probably around like $190 maybe, somewhere there. $200 retail. And on resale, these are about 12,000 rand. So you could say about $600 around. As of current, maybe around $400 to $600.
Wow, you better guard those. Make sure I don't take them with me when I leave.
They're not your size, so.
Doesn't matter, I can go and sell them. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But okay, moving on. I'm coming back for you.
Yeah.
Don't invite me over.
No, this pair is pretty like, flippin', I don't know, I love this pair a lot. Some people haven't had like really good reviews about it. Being this is an 85 colorway, right? So I mean, in terms of like how it was made, things like that, this sneaker, obviously it was built around the technology that was used at the same time in 1985. There was actually supposed to be 23,000 of these released only, but then somewhat Nike had like a pre-release or something that I've heard about, and now there's over 23,000. So usually an 85 colorway only comes in like in a numbered sort of sense, right? So there was I think one of the other retro colorways that came through about a year or 2 years ago, and that one had like numbered, what are those things called, like shoe covers or whatever, dust bags. Yeah, so dust bags are usually coming in numbered with like your 23,000 or like 1 out of 23,000 or something like that. So that's why these ones weren't numbered. But I mean, it's got that whole premium leather that you got, suede.
You're so passionate about this sneaker.
This sneaker was the only pair of Jordans that I ever really wanted in a very long time. Because I mean, hype has become so common everywhere that every minute you kind of look around, you just look down, you look at people's feet, everyone's got a pair of Jordans on. Firstly, the only thing that I don't like is I see mids more than I see retro colorways.
Yeah.
So people are always going for the cheaper, option. So yeah, pretty much. This shoe was the only pair that I saw that no one else had at the time when I got it.
I'm sure you were feeling it.
When it comes to sneakers and I want to buy a pair of sneakers, this is the only pair that I've ever actually bought on resale. Okay, so when it comes to this pair, I was like, I need to have something that no one else has.
Yeah.
And that's my strategy when I want to buy sneakers, because I always want to remain exclusive, yeah.
I get you. Okay, are you ready to move on from your favorite pair of sneakers?
Yo, I was quite passionate about that, man. I beat these up quite a bit. These are the 2016 Air Force One highs in the wheat colorway, which I was talking about earlier. Take the strap out, everything, you know, kind of looks like Nike Tims. Yeah. We've got more sneakers. These are the, what are these? These are Air Max 1s JDIs. I don't know why I ever got these. I just found that they were really cool. Never found the Air Forces in my size, so I got these instead. I love Air Maxes though. One of my actual like first pairs of like proper Air Maxes though was just the Air Max 1 Essential. So I love that silhouette. Super comfortable, super cool to kind of just walk around and everything. You know, you can do anything in these. So, and then basically, obviously, you've got your standard CDG, Converse, you know. I can't say Comedes Garpon like properly or anything, so I don't know how to say it. I'm just gonna call it CDG Converse. These chucks are literally the best things in the world. Super comfortable, they just go with everything. And yeah, I mean, when I saw these like release, I was kind of like, damn, I kind of need this pair. You know, the Pinterest outfits that you look at all the time. You see these happening, I was like, damn, I gotta get a pair. Found these on retail. I just found these on retail one morning. I woke up and obviously I looked at one of my group chats and stuff, and I was like, damn, I gotta get these.
And you got them?
I got them on retail that morning. I was like, and at that time I wasn't working, so I called up my dad. I'm like, Dad, can I buy these? He's like, yeah, okay, go get them. Yeah, so yeah, each time I kind of buy a sneaker, it's like it's my last pair, but yeah, it's gotten a bit serious a little bit now.
Would you say you're addicted to buying sneakers?
Possibly, yes. Possibly, yes. I could be. It does bring me quite some joy.
Okay.
I don't mind spending a good amount of money on sneakers. Let's actually leave this one for later. That's my last one that I want to talk about.
Okay.
This is obviously, yeah, so this is your standard, you know, Team Red Dunk High. I was kind of happy to have these when I won them in a raffle. I actually had about 3 pairs of these in different raffles. Yeah, so quite interesting, you know. Obviously sold the other pairs, flipped them.
How are you so lucky? How are you so lucky to win 3 raffles?
I don't know, it's just like, it just happens. I've had close to about probably 6 pairs of dunks in my hands on my own, that is. And obviously I only kept one pair for myself.
Sneaker freak.
Yeah, so obviously the Team Red Dunk High quality on these wasn't as great as expected, but I mean it's still super comfortable shoe. I love this colorway. It's quite pretty colorway. And yeah, so I don't know, we might not see these in the future, but we're definitely looking at getting some nice Chicago SBs or trophy room Jordans soon.
Who knows what we might do?
You know what trophy rooms are?
No, please tell us.
Trophy rooms, damn, those things go for about 65,000 Rand on resale over here in South Africa.
What?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man.
For sneakers, oh my
I wouldn't mind spending that amount. I mean, at Dolce and Gabbana, we have a pair of sneakers that goes for 75K for Swarovski crystal sneaker. And I mean, I can even source out a pair of Swarovski crystal Jordans. Alright, so then, obviously then, last but not least, of course, this was my first pair of Air Force 1 lows, of course. I never had a white plain pair before. And I got these about last year in August, September time, and I customized them. This was my first custom sneaker that I ever did. And these, I beat up a ton. Like a whole lot. So you pretty much have my very pretty RS logo over there. I don't know if it's pretty, I think it's just super dope. So yeah, pretty much. And then the whole RS thing is this reflection of myself and my identity. You know, it's kind of like me being me without being me. And that's kind of where my work stays at. It's an expression of myself. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you. So yeah.
Thank you so much for telling us your story, Sara, and for showing us your collection. I learned so much about sneakers today.
No, for sure. And I'm here for more classes if anyone wants.
Definitely. In our next segment, Sara will be showing us some of her creative skills, so stay tuned.
Wow.
That was cool.
Look at that. Yeah. So Nate, what stuck out for you?
Definitely what she says she likes buying shoes for herself, like, and not for like hype reasons or anything. Because that's how I am. Like, I try and buy shoes that I feel like nobody has. Like, I just copped a pair of shoes last weekend, and I haven't seen anybody in my school wearing them. So that's why I'm just glad I got them. Because like I really like over the years, like me and my friends used to go buy the same shoes, but now it's like I don't want what y'all have. So it's like. So it literally related to what I had said, was thinking earlier. She was like, I don't buy shoes that everybody else gets. I like what I like.
Yep. And Zachariah, what stuck out for you?
Man, jeez, her collection. I think she has some really, really rare sneakers over there, man. What a collection, firstly. And you can tell that it's really for herself. You know, she's not doing it to impress anybody, just like Nathan said. So yeah, I really like that.
Yeah,
I think that's
definitely.
special, bro.
Yeah, definitely. And Marcus, so you were actually there, so you got a chance to the kind of like you know, up close and personal look. So what is it that we, you caught, but what is it from being there did you kind of see that maybe would have been like kind of cool for us? You're muted.
There you go, pardon. All right, so sorry. For me, the best thing was, or like the thing that stood out the most was just the absolute passion that she has for these sneakers, and I think it's really like cool to be so like invested and have so much knowledge, and even be able to like turn that into a business opportunity and to make profit out of it, just out of things that everything that we stand for, like creating things with your passion, and I think that's exactly what she's doing, and it was just nice to see it, and it was a cool space to be in. um, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for me to make. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, for sure. You know what's interesting is you could when you when you're talking about passion, the thing that you could see really clearly was she almost um, she almost was trying to stop herself from going too far. Like she was like almost like conscious of like, because she kept saying like, well, obviously, but like she didn't want to get in so detailed because if she would have like, it's almost like if you felt that she would have gotten into too much detail, like she would have just
Yeah,
kept on going, and so you could kind of experience her like almost pulling herself back a little bit. Did you notice that, Nate, at all?
yeah, definitely. That's how it is, man. You gotta like just you gotta be in it to know. Like that's the thing, because you can't just like like not know about shoes and be in the shoes. Like it's just not gonna work. That's why it's like she was trying to like hold herself back from telling so much, because like it's so deep. Like shoes have been going on for years. It's so hard to explain to someone who's like just now getting in the shoes. You gotta like figure out what you don't like, what you like. It takes a long time, definitely.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting because she brought up that about like the whole idea of like hype and
Yeah,
not and the difference there and Sumaya, you talked about that a little bit, but Nate, so how and Zechariah, so the whole idea of hype and I can't remember the other term that she used, hype or sneakerhead, like
yeah. It's definitely it's like so. I think during like 2016, 2017, it was like a big era like new shoes, like because Kanye just started his new deal with Adidas, and like NMDs were a big thing. Supreme was getting big. Like Supreme's been big, but like that's a clothing brand. If y'all don't know, it's like close with shoes. But people just started buying stuff that they just didn't even like. They just threw it on because it costed $10,000. They're just like that's what hype is, my perspective. Like I feel like people just put on what they don't like, but it just costs a lot of money. Nobody has their hands on it, and just like, hey, I'm that guy. So it's like that's what hype is. Sneakerhead is more so like she was saying. She was like, I only buy shoes I like and stuff like that. Like really tailored to her liking. So that's how I feel. So yeah, that's what I think it was. about.
You
Yeah.
know, it's wild because it's true. During that phase, 2016, 2017, I even remember this
Yeah.
side. Things were crazy. People were buying Antisocial Club.
Yep.
The Supremes were coming on, Fear of God, and people were just buying it because other people were endorsing it. Celebrities were rocking it. So I think that's where the hype beast term came from. It's like if you can follow that trend as quickly as it's going, then you're a hype beast. That's what they'd call you. And then, like same to sneakerhead. A sneakerhead is somebody who it's not about when, but just more what the shoe meant maybe the moment it released. They are OG, like the bread. I don't know if you guys know about the bread force,
Yeah.
Jordans. I
Yeah.
actually kind of got mine out, but it's like this is a pretty old shoe, guys.
Okay, wait, wait.
I don't know if the camera's
Can we
but
zoom
it's a
in on
really
that?
old shoe.
Chris, can we zoom in on that at all?
I
Okay, it's there.
I don't
Yep,
know,
we're
guys.
seeing
My
that.
camera is just a little
No,
bit,
it looks good. It actually looks good.
but like,
It looks
yeah, these
good.
are the bread four.
Those the
Yeah,
20.
no, I try to keep my shoes in good. These are sorry, but yeah, I try to keep these in good condition, and it just goes back to that thing of being like a sneakerhead. They're
Wait.
really
Well,
old. I
which?
think they dropped in 2002. Sorry,
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was saying which ones are they? Because I wanted to hear the title again.
2009 bread fours. They're really old, man. But let me tell you, these are some special gems. So I think as a sneakerhead, we more chase for, the shoe, what it represents, and also that feeling that you get when you wear them. You understand the history behind it, opposed to just buying because everyone else likes them.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, Sumaya, you were going to say something?
I just said yeah. I'm
So,
agreeing over here.
so a little bit later on in the program, we have a gentleman named Wise who was part of the very beginning movement of sneakers here in Chicago. And now, so the thing about sneakers here in Chicago, and he kind of explained to me that you think about Jordan, right? If you think about Michael Jordan and being here and watching him actually play and being a part of that evolution of that shoe craze, right? And his perspective of as like high schoolers, right? High schoolers and coming into college to what a sneaker meant then and then where it went from there. So he's going to be able to share some of that perspective. So when you all are showing like, and I was watching her and she's showing the Jordans and I think that kept coming to my head. It's like, wow, she probably just never even got a chance to see him play. You know what I'm saying? And here,
It's like
40 years later, we're like talking about this. Right. Go ahead, Nate. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's like a whole different world because like there's only one Chicago, there's only one Michael Jordan, there's only Jordan, like one. So I definitely see what you're getting at. Like you can only experience and wear his shoes if you were there. Like so, like retros and stuff. Like if you had the shoes on while he was playing at his game in Chicago, like it's just like you can only experience that once ever in life. Like so, it's a really rare experience. I definitely see what you're saying on that.
So and Zachariah, so what Nate just said, what does that mean to you?
You know, I wish, guys, by like all the hopes and super pennies I could throw underneath any well or whatever, that I could have watched that legend play, man. I'm a basketball fanatic, and I can only imagine what it was like to be back in the 90s, to be able to witness such a great team. For me, it's not even just Michael Jordan, it's Pippen, man, it's Rodman, it's the whole boys all together, just creating this masterclass. And I think they added to what Jordan's brand became. So
Yeah,
I can only imagine what that atmosphere must have been like, rocking the shoes, watching the legends like kill it.
yeah,
Man, things of dreams, guys.
that's definitely where the culture came from. Like it just knocked it right in the park, especially out here in Chicago. That's why I think this is really like a big foreground for like that's the word I don't know how like a big starting place for sneakers like in Chicago, and that's really it. Like if it when it comes to Jordan, Kanye too. But I mean it's
Uh,
a different route. Like it's like it had a history. Kanye just threw some stuff out here, you know. No,
okay, yeah. Well, this is a perfect little segment before we get to the next video because now you guys are touching upon something. Because I'm hearing you all say history. You keep
yeah.
talking about history, and you have to know your history. So, what does that mean? Like when you're talking to other sneakerheads and you start talking about history, there's a component that is the history of the shoe, but is there more than that? What all is the history about when you guys are talking about history for shoes? And I'll start with Nathan and Zachariah. You can follow up.
Okay, well, I mean, in my perspective, like I'm only 16, so I wasn't there for none of that stuff on Jordan. I, shoes, I'm gonna say how I got into shoes. So I want to say fourth grade, 2014. This is around the year Michael Jordan like came out with like the Jordan brand dropped the Pantone 11s and the Legend Blue 11 highs, the ones Chris had in the background before he cut his camera off. But he had them on the couch, and I had worked on those shoes for him. So that was about 9 years ago, I want to say. So I've been in the shoes for about 10 years, 9 years coming on now. It's about these things. So it's just like I got into shoes when I went into the shoe store over on Austin and Madison. It's called Dreamtown, Dreamtown Shoes. I had seen them in the case. I was like, oh my God. Like, I just was like, I need them. Like, right off the bat. That's when it happened to me. So I definitely think history definitely ties into, like, history and culture. It's like, after you see your first pair of Jordans that you want, you gonna go rake leaves, shovel snow, do anything. But yeah, a couple years like now I finally got the shoe that it was, and I beat it up. Like I shoe.
Yes.
So,
And
I didn't get the pair that came out in 2014. I got a new pair, which are these, the ones that I showed you guys earlier, the low top version of them. Personally, over the years, like I kind of fell out of highs, like Jordan 11 highs. Like I was just like, I don't really like them anymore. So when these came out, I was like, I have to get them because they're like these are the colorway that got me into shoes when I was younger. So it's just like I gotta get them.
So that's funny, and we're going to go to Zachariah, and then we'll go to the video. But first, Chris, Nate, could you show those shoes? And Chris, could you give us a close-up of that?
Yeah, got you. I'm going to turn.
We can see it. It's good. But just put them on.
I mean, that camera, yeah. So this is the pair, the colorway, I should say, that got me into shoes. And this was the first pair of Jordans I bought with my own money. They're pretty beat up now, and I'm gonna show you guys on how I clean them up and do my stuff. But yeah, this is really it. This is where it started for me, this colorway. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, beautiful. And Zachariah, and you can go ahead and the first time that what got you into the shoes, and Chris, if you can go back out.
Jeez, that's a good one. When I was growing up as a kid, my parents didn't view spending money on shoes as a necessity, So
welcome to the club.
Every time I'd go to school and see like the cool kids rocking these, really, really nice shoes, I'd go to my parents and say, Mom, Dad, what about me? And well, they'd give me a pair of Crocs and say, well, you'll figure it out. So I mean, as I grew up and I was able to, able to buy my own sneakers, I actually did like some research on, sneakers. And I found myself buying pairs of Yeezys and other shoes, and tried the Tims on, hated it. But when I wore Jordans, and like when I wear Jordans, the history that I feel is just it links back to Michael himself. I think he was a phenomenal player, and I may not have been able to watch him live, but just seeing all the shows that we do get now, the YouTube clips, Netflix's The Last Dance. I'm pretty sure everyone watched that. You feel that power. You know how he pushed and pushed and pushed. So when I wear the shoe, I feel that power, guys. That's kind of what got me into it. So it's been
Yeah.
about like 5-6 years now, and yeah, the collection is quite interesting. I won't lie.
No, it's nothing better than wearing a pair of fresh Jordans. New shoes. You only get that for a special way by buying shoes. There's no other feeling. So I definitely feel you on that.
Nice. All right. So let's go ahead and segment into this next section, which is going to be about like actual design. And Sumaya, you want to tell us a little bit about what we're going to see?
Well, Sara actually did a custom for us. So she'll just be taking us through that and showing some of the things she's actually done. So that's basically it.
Cool. All right. Cameraman, roll it.
Welcome back, guys. It's our second annual Sneaker Freaks Expo, and today we are with sneaker enthusiast, artist, and customizer Sara Amir, who will be taking us through her creative process.
Okay, so basically, when it comes to starting a design on, say for example, your standard Air Force One, this is your standard kind of canvas when you want to customize sneakers, right? So I just get out any kind of image that I can draw over. I use Procreate, it's one of my just drawing kind of apps that I use, and it's super easy to get, super cheap as well. Obviously you've got your standard stylus that you've got, and yeah, so when it comes to design, I kind of just draw on the sneaker and I see what looks good. Just add a layer onto the image itself so that you can always, kind of go over what you want, erase something if you ever make mistakes, whatever. Digital drawing is kind of just super nice, super easy. So basically, when it comes to your customization of a sneaker, I mean, I just start off with an image, like I said, and then you go on to kind of just draw on the design that you want to put on the sneaker. So it's just flesh it out with your eyes on how you want the design to kind of turn out afterwards. So this is just like your regular normal flames that you might see, on your Air Forces, and super simple design that you can do with anything. In terms of like doing a customization, if you want to do it yourself, always leather acrylic paints work great, and you can kind of just find those almost anywhere, like any kind of your Walmart or Macros or whatever kind of art store that you've got access to. Angelus or Liquid Kicks is a really good brand that you can work with, and yeah, pretty much. Say for example, kind of just do those flames on here. I just want to block this out now to kind of just get the idea of that swoosh, and then what I kind of do is with that I just kind of color drop it. So you've got that kind of just that basic idea of a kind of just that flame that you want to put on the sneaker, obviously. And yeah, so that's basically your mock design done in a sense. And of course it would be more refined when you do send it over to one of your clients, if you do have clients that you work for. But kind of just go crazy with the shoe and do whatever you want with it. You can always kind of just take anything and just flesh it out, like kind of like state you want to do that on your sneaker. That's just one of my tags. I can just flesh this out kind of using a stencil or something. Some people make vinyl stencils to kind of customize the sneakers using an airbrush, and yeah, pretty much you just stick that over onto your shoe in a sense, and then just paint over it, or just paint around using that line work in itself. Hey guys, so now I'm just going to be showing you what a kind of the process is of customizing a sneaker and how to kind of just go through it. So let's just get started on it ASAP. This is already a prep pair of sneakers. This is just a counterfeit Air Force One. I kind of just buy a whole bunch of these and just practice on them and just use them for like, sometimes if I need to find inspiration or something like that. And yeah, pretty much. So let's get to it. When it comes to arts and taking inspiration from something, it's always about, focus on your strengths, focus on what you like most, focus on, I don't know, what's your favorite color, what kind of brings you into the artwork itself. It's about you, your identity, how do you express yourself in an artwork? And that's where my art kind of comes from. And my groundedness is surrounded by shoes. And that's where I'm at. That's my head's at.
All right. Wow.
That was dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I was when I was watching, and she was drawing it in the on the iPad. For some odd reason, I'm thinking like, okay, that's cool. And then for some reason, I thought she was gonna like send the shoe someplace, and it was just gonna, just print it on there. But that's obviously not the case. Obviously, maybe I lost sneakerhead points on that right there. So what you guys think about that?
I thought that was pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie. Like the Procreate app, is that what it was called? Yeah, I'm definitely get into that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Zachariah, what'd you think?
I think that was really cool. It's kind of sick. I've never owned a custom, so I can only imagine what the process is like. And she clearly knows the artistry she's doing there, so that's really really cool. I like it.
Nice. And Sumaya and Marcus, how was it actually being there and kind of watching her go through some of that? You're muted.
Mike again, excuse me. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. It was really cool to see how she can just come up with stuff on the spot. I mean, she did it as a demo, and in my opinion, it turned into a shoe that I would buy if I could see it on a shelf somewhere. So it was cool just to see her just on the flick of a moment come up with something so brilliant.
Nice. And Sumaya, you're still muted as well.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. For me, it was amazing watching her in her element. When I said, well, I actually told her it's so amazing watching you in your element. She's like, this isn't my element. Shoes are my element. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, it was, I don't know, it's completely different, like experiencing that and seeing somebody do, like, what, when you see things that happens behind the scenes, compared to actually just seeing the sneaker in front of you. It's like, okay, so this happened. There's a lot of work that goes behind it and a lot of emotion. So seeing her do her thing and get into that zone was something else.
And how could you, because you kind of mentioned her in her element, even though she kind of maybe push back a little bit on that. But how could you relate as a writer yourself? Like when did you see any like mannerisms or things that reminded you of of your passion, like the way that she went about it versus the way that you go about it?
Well, I did. She just went into this, I wouldn't say bubble, but like she was just, like in another world. We were there and she was like here. And you could see she was so happy doing what she was doing. And I'm like, oh, that, like, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. So yeah, like I could definitely relate. And I actually told her a little bit about my story, and she was like, she can resonate with my experiences and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool.
And which experience is that?
You have to ask her that, eh? She told me she resonates. I didn't still ask which ones.
What, at your best guess, what do you think she was talking about?
Well, I don't know. I think it's just like, how can I say, expressing yourself through what you're doing and being vulnerable, whether it's designing a sneaker, writing something, making a song, whatever it is, it's you're showing a part of who you are to the world and expressing yourself. So I don't know, just seeing that passion as well, and seeing, I don't know how to explain it, but there's just this whole aura that you get, like, or that you give off when you're in your zone.
Yeah, yeah, and I can imagine, Marcus, you probably were getting in your zone a few of those times while you were shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. Okay, great. So now we've come to the next part of this where we actually get to see real time. Nate, you want to tell us kind of how you're going to go through this and take it away, sir?
All right, so basically, I'm gonna just go through a process on how I clean my own shoes, or client shoes. This, so starting off, normally what I do is I take out the laces from the shoes and just set them aside. Oh, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna leave one pair over here. I'm gonna work on this pair, but this is pretty much what I do. I just unlace it, get rid of the laces, and it's kind of hard to do with one hand. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all.
Yep.
You guys see pretty
Yep.
good? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I take out the laces and just set them aside. Now I have the shoe like pretty much just by itself. And right now I'm gonna be working on getting. What I do is I look over the shoe, just trying to see like what's really like the most thing that I want to try and work on getting out. So as you can see, this does have a lot of stains on like the midsole area, and it's pretty dirty. So, and then this is one of my biggest concerns. These are my shoes, so it's like from me driving and stuff in my car. So I'm gonna work on getting those things out. So one cleaner that I do use on everything, I normally use Angela's Easy Cleaner. So what I do is I have a method of 2 bowls. So I start by pouring the cleaner into one bowl, and that's about enough. And I just have an extra. Oh shoot! No, I didn't do that. I have an extra bowl for clean water that I rinse the brush off with, so this water doesn't get dirty as quickly. So I'm gonna start off. Let me see if there's a way I can set this camera up for you guys. Try to flip this around. Now, I'm gonna try and flip my phone, get you guys position. How's this look, Julius? Let me know.
Good. Perfect.
All right, let me turn this brightness down. All right, so what I do is first I have a shoe tree that I use to what I do is I stick in the shoe tree to keep the form of the shoe while I'm cleaning it so it doesn't get any more creased up or anything that does damage to the shoe. And just put it in the shoe so now it's like on its good side and stuff. It just keeps it held up. So then what I do is so I have 3 brushes. One brush is like the medium brush. I have my hardest brush, pretty like for the outsoles, like the bottoms are here. And then I have this brush. I use this one's pretty beat up. I'm not gonna. I use this one for like the uppers.
When you say the uppers, what do you mean by the uppers?
Uppers are like this, and like the tongue. And like sometimes I use it on the sock liner, like this black area, the place where like your foot goes and all that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna start with the soft brush and go in from there. So I'm gonna get my my bowl with the cleaner. I'm just dip it in there, shake it off, try and get all that excess water off so it doesn't like soak in the shoe and really get it messed up. So I'm gonna go in now. Then I just dip it in the extra water bowl to rinse off the brush. I just set it down and grab. I use microfiber towels so they don't get as dirty and like wet. So now you can see that stain that was on that leather completely gone. And then I'm gonna start working on the uppers. My main focus was this so far, just because if it drips, anything drips down here, I can just catch it quick and not let it sit there for too long. So that's why I personally start in the middle. You can start wherever you want, but that's where I start. So
Is that a certain solution? Is that a certain solution that's in the? Yeah.
no, I think it's just like soap. Really, I don't know what they put in it. It's just like it's good for leather, suede, nubuck, rubber, linen, Gore-Tex, nylon, satin, canvas, plastic, and vinyl. So yeah, it's just a cleaner for all types of purposes. It's all-purpose cleaner. That's what you could use for any shoe, I guess. So I'm gonna just
Marcus, do you know if they sell it this side, the cleaner that you're using?
this one.
No, the cleaner.
No, the solution.
Oh, what about it?
Do you know if they sell it here in South Africa as well, or is it only in the USA?
Oh, it's made in the USA, but you can get it on Amazon if you have that. You can get it on eBay, apps like that. Like you can get it online. That's where I buy my stuff is online, or I go to the store and get like some other stuff. But yeah, hardware stores is where I go. I shop online. Really, anything you can get it online and in store. You just have to look. But this, I know this is really only sold online because it's for shoes and they have their own line type of stuff.
Is so? Have you always used that particular one, or are there? Does it matter the cleaner?
There's a lot of cleaners on the market. There's Jason Mark, Crep Protect, Rejuvenator. There's also there's some more. I just can't think of the name. Oh, Angelus, of course, the one I'm using. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, those are the top 4 I can think of right now. But I've always really stuck with Angelus and Rejuvenator because I have bought a kit of Rejuvenator a couple years back, and I've just been using that. But they've definitely expanded their brand. But personally, I've used Angelus because it's a bit more cost effective, and you get a bit more with what I buy because this bottle alone is around $35 and it's about 1 quart, and this lasts me about 2 months. So
nice.
So it's pretty good. I just think it's a good cost efficient for my business. So yeah, I'm just going with these shoes again. I beat this brush to the ground. It's so bad. Yeah, really looking for like those deep stains on the leather that I do have due to like wear. Like now you can see like I wiped it down a little bit, but it's still there. This put the light on it a little bit more. You'll see. So yeah, I'm gonna try and go over it. Try and get rid of that. Now I'm going to use the medium brush on this leather. So on this leather, I'm not this. This I'm gonna be using this brush. Well, it's really gonna be hitting everything, but I'm really trying to clean the leather up right now, and not the lace hook.
So not the stripes or whatever.
These are like the lace holders. I'm gonna go in with those later, but definitely working on the leather most of the time right now. So I'm gonna just dip the brush in there, try and go. Best way to do it with like materials like leather is like to go in circles, so it's just not rubbing it in one way. But since it does have these like mesh material type lace holders, you should really go one direction when trying to clean those. But the leather, it doesn't matter. It's just I prefer doing circular motions when trying to clean the leather because I feel like it gets the dirt out the best. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'm down.
Yeah.
Staying in silence, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm zoning in like a TV show right now.
This is so satisfying to watch.
Exactly.
Tell me about it, guys. Like, can't I just like import you and you can like do this for me, please?
I'm definitely working on an online booking service right now where you can book it online to get them shipped out to me if you want to do it. I'm definitely working on that right now. That's my biggest goal from November to January right now. I'm working on trying to get a service through like a website or something that I could get it people to ship their shoes to me and I could ship them back in better condition than they were shipped to me in. So, you know.
Sweet, bro. That is totally interesting. I'll definitely. I mean, if you have maybe like I don't know a link to your page or maybe like details afterwards, that would be cool.
Thank you. Yeah, my link, my name right here in the corner. I don't know if I'm pointing at the right corner, but that Instagram, that's what I promote my business on the most. You guys could tap in with that and just message me some stuff if you want. Right now, I'm closing up shop till January to work on that stuff like that for the online booking and shipping and stuff like that. So that's what I'm really just closing to work on that during while people are over the holidays and not going to be wearing their Jordans and stuff like that. You know, it's just going to be closed up.
Wait, why are people not going to be wearing their Jordans over the holidays?
Well, okay.
Oh, because it's winter?
Oh, where I am. Because, like, I know a lot of people don't wear their shoes, like, when they start snowing out here in Chicago, so it's just, like, bad. But that's why I'm, like, people just start wearing Timbs all the time and just boots. Because, you know, get, like, 6 feet tall, no one's wearing their Jordans in that, man. So that's why I'm, like, you know, I'm going to close up the shop for a couple months to work on my online booking until the weather clears up and just come back out a little bit better, you know.
That's funny because I never really thought of. I guess it makes sense. I mean, I you know, like because it snows and the weather and whatnot. But right now it just kind of occurred to me like shoes can be seasonal, which it makes perfect sense. But from a consumer and like which ones you will and will not wear, I guess, yeah. And when you see my shoes coming up,
Oh yeah,
I think you'll understand that we were all purpose.
yeah. Winter season. Yeah. So
Guys,
now
it's
what?
hot. I'm sorry for jumping in on you, bro, but I just want you guys to know where we are in South Africa. It is burning hot, 365 days a year. So every single day is sneaker day. Every single day.
Yeah.
Maybe not 365 days. In one of our workshops, they were laughing at me for how like I was layered. And when I told them how cold it was, they were like, Sumaya, that's not cold. I was like, it's cold for me.
Yeah.
Nah.
One day it'll be raining out here, and then it'll be like snowing. I don't know if you guys ever been to Africa, but it's just crazy. Like it'll be snowing, and then it'll be raining, and then it'll be sunny, and then it'll just be raining and then snowing. It's just hectic. Like no one wants to wear their shoes out in that type of weather. But
I had it like twice in a like in my lifetime. It only snowed twice for like a few minutes, if I'm not mistaken, Zach. Twice, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we saw snow for the first time, guys. It
Just
was
for a few
beautiful.
minutes, though.
Those 2 days, those 10 minutes were really something special. I can't lie.
It really was, eh?
I thought it was chemical warfare, to be honest. I thought like some factory exploded and this is chemicals in the air. I got scared. I won't lie. I was really scared.
I was just happy I stayed home from school that day. So I was playing out in the snow, but I was so sick after that, eh? Oh my word. I was dying.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys handle it. Like the winters that we like see you guys go through, like it's cold. You need like fur jackets and stuff.
You need coats, boots, socks, everything. You gotta have what's it called? Those like pants that go under your pants that like keep you warm. What
Long johns?
Long johns, man. You gotta have everything on. Like it gets cold out here. My mom gets on my case because I only wear a coat and I just wear some pants and I'm like I'm fine. I really don't get cold. It's kind of weird, but I guess I'm just used to it. I know you guys come out here, you'll be like, oh my God, it's freezing.
Julius and Susanna, I hope you have those things ready for when you guys adopt me. I'm coming over.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. I actually have a picture of it's some picture somewhere of Susanna. If I can find it, I'll share it. But of her shoveling, and when she first came from California to Chicago, because California is a lot warmer than Chicago, and she says, "Hey, I went out to get a new shovel," and she comes back with this little mini shovel, and I'm just like, "That's not going to do, honey. You got to have a real shovel." If I can find that picture, I'll have to do it. So where are we right now in the process, Nate?
Right now, I'm going over the midsole with the stiff bristle brush. Oh my God, this camera's not ready. So the hardest brush that I have, I'm going over this because this is very hard to clean sometimes. Just if you don't have the material like brush, so you have to like get the hardest bristle brush you have and just go at it because it's like really. I'll show you guys. It's really like material. Like you see the lines going both ways, so it's definitely like very hard to clean up if you don't have the right brush. So yeah, I'm going over that with the hard brush that I have. So let me know if you guys want me to move the camera up, down.
No, it's good. It's good actually.
Okay. Oh man, it keeps falling. 1 second. Technical difficulties.
And our friend Timothy Triplet says this is awesome. Like I feel like I'm watching like some YouTube or some type of show right now. Like you have good light. Susanna gives a nice little clap. Susanna, nice. got the Mikasa fam out. And Nate, of course, congratulations for winning your very first round in the pitch competition. And you're coming up with congratulations to Leticia Rico, of course, from Brazil. So it's got Chicago, Brazil. And then in the older category, in the 20 to 24 category, we have Tice Rico, which is her sister, and Keishwan Owens, the defending champion from last year.
Hey, shout out to Keishwan, man. I hope you're watching me right now, man. That's me and Keishwan met back in March. I think Chris had brought me to this ping pong place. It was underground back in Chicago. Like, it was crazy. It was a fun experience. I love meeting new people. So I think me and Keishwan, when we first met, we just was like, you're my guy, bro. Like, we just bonded real strong. So shout out to him, man. He's definitely been like a big brother to me, like, when it comes to business and everything, clothes and all types of crazy stuff. So shout out to him.
Nice. Okay, so the shoe's starting to look like it's coming around a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely.
Coming to life.
You said what?
It's coming to life.
Yeah, I definitely.
You're coming out of the valley of the shadow of death, finally.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I beat these up. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, every time you say that you beat them up, it's just like, yeah, I'm just looking at my shoes on the side here.
You're like, aren't even bad.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I guess if those are beat up, I don't know what the word is going to be for the ones that I'm about to show you.
Destroyed. Yeah.
Send them to Nate, Julius. Support
Yeah.
your local artists and your local businesses.
Yeah. What just happened? I can't see my camera. Okay, there we go. I got it. All right. So yeah. Now I clean the midsoles. This is midsole. If you guys don't know, I clean that up. I'm gonna be. Oh wait. Yeah, I missed a spot. that happens. You know, I miss spots. So gotta go back and look at it and be like, oh, did I miss this spot?
So since you like restore shoes and clean them and everything, do you feel like you're more conscious about the shoes that you wear, or less conscious because you know that you can clean them?
I'm gonna go off and say less conscious because I low key like don't care. I care, but it's like I'm like I could just fix it. I'm not gonna worry about it. But I definitely am still conscious because I'm a sneakerhead, so it's just like, you know, I don't want to mess my shoes up regardless. So it's like a little weird. It's like, oh, I could fix that. So, but here's okay. I'm about to show you guys a little secret. I don't know what this is. As you can see, this little like blue mark. I don't know where it came from. So I'm gonna use a little Q-tip, and I'm gonna dip it in a cleaner to see if it comes off at first. If it doesn't come off at first, I'll bring the big guns out. This acetone. Okay, it's like nail polish remover on crack. Okay, so you have to. I'm just trying to rub it off. It's coming off a little bit, but not really.
And Chris, can we get and welcome Woody? And we're going to bring you in a second. We're watching Nate, one of the young adults in our Your Passion First program, show his restoration business and his methods to the madness.
Yeah, so this thing ain't wanting to come out, so I'm gonna try and use this acetone on this little outsole part. I wouldn't suggest using this on materials like mesh or leather, like the patent leather, the shiny part right here, because it could mess up the finish and make it not shiny anymore. And also the material of it too. You're just gonna want to dip this into the Q-tip, get it a little wet but not too wet, and dry it off a little bit. Then just rub it on the sole. As you can see, gone. Oh wait, hold on.
Nice.
Any more? Oh. There's a little bit more in the front. I'm gonna just grab that real quick. Now I have that done. I'm gonna start working on the bottoms. Now, a lot of people they don't really care about cleaning the bottoms because it's like, oh, I'm gonna wear them again. Da 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 da. I'm just like, when I clean a shoe, I'm gonna try and clean it the best I can. I'm not just gonna like leave one spot out. So what I normally go in first and do is like look for like stuff like rocks, grass, dirt, and just go in with a little knife and just try and get it out. So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
And my brother-in-law wants to know one more time the solution, not the acetone, but the solution that you use is called what is it called?
It's called Angelus Easy Cleaner. Shout out to them. If y'all want to sponsor me, hit me up on Instagram. I've been using y'all products for too long. Sponsor me. So yeah, I'm just going in looking for the rocks and deep dirt, stuff that's not gonna really like come out with a brush. So yeah, I did that. Then I got all the rocks out. Oh wait, no, I missed one. See, what is missing? All right, now got all the rocks out. What I do, I go in with like the medium brush. It's like the second to hardest brush that I have. I dip it in the cleaner and I just go over the sole lightly, trying to get like the dirt to loosen up a little bit and like come off a little bit, as rather than just going in with the hard brush and messing the shoe up some more. So, well, not messing it up, but like it wouldn't be as effective as the soft brush first and then the hard brush on the bottoms. So right now, I'm gonna lay a little towel down because I'm tripping up. What I do is I angle the shoe so it doesn't go back on the uppers. Well, like, because gravity just doesn't work with me at all times. So I go in, clean the bottom of these, dip them back in the little rinse bucket, and the cleaner. Just go in, clean these up.
And this is the hard. That's the medium brush or the hard brush.
This is the medium brush, so it's just going in and getting all that like light dirt out. Because if I go in with the hard brush at first, it's just gonna be more time consuming on my hand because I have to like the brush isn't as flexible, like it's just like this. So when I use this, it get in the little crevices and really get the dirt out. That's like not really that hard. But then when I come in with the stiff brush, it gets rid of those like deep stains that are really like stuck in the outsole. Do you use the same cleaner on the soles and sides as the canvas? Yes, I do use the same cleaner for the whole shoe because it's all-purpose cleaner. So, but I do have my little tips and tricks on how to like get certain things out the shoe, like I just showed you guys with the acetone. But I do use the same cleaner for the bottoms because sometimes it just really doesn't matter like what you use on the cleaner. I mean, with the cleaner, like what type of, if it's an all-purpose cleaner, you can use it on the whole shoe. So that's why I use the same cleaner for the whole shoe.
And I got a quick question too, and we're gonna get a formal introduction for Woody Wise.
Sure.
And Woody, so do you generally clean your own shoes, or do you have someone clean them, or how does that work for you?
For me, I don't clean anything, man. some full nine, wipe them off. That's it. I don't wear mine enough to get that.
Yeah.
I don't think I wear the same pair of shoes twice in a month. You know?
So when you're hey Woody, when you're talking, you're going in and out. So
Okay. You
cool.
got me now?
I think however your microphone is, there's certain places that you sound louder than others.
What about now? Can you hear me okay?
Yep, can hear you. Okay, so you were just saying that you don't generally clean your shoes.
Yeah, I don't formally clean them take like you.
Oh, we're losing you just a little bit. Still losing you a little bit. Maybe go out and come back in. So Nate, where are we? Nate, where are we right now?
Pretty much done with the cleaning. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get a chance to clean the laces yet. I can show you guys on how to do that if we have enough time. If that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep on going, and what we'll do is we'll start.
Okay.
We'll be talking while you're. Go ahead.
All right. So what I do is I just grab the laces and I'll go over to the bathroom and get a little bit of this Tide, and I just put them in the sink and put them in a sink with a little bit of water. And as you can see here, I'm going to show you the laces first. What I do right here. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to just show you guys the laces like that. They're pretty dirty. What I do is I just dip them in the sink with a little bit of water, and I put the Tide in there to act as sort of like a washing machine type thing, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of let them like soak in the water a little bit. Then I get Tide. I go pour a little bit in there with the. I drain the dirty water that I rinsed off with, and I refill it up. And pour a little bit of Tide in there. This Tide has that like blue hue to white. I only really use Tide for like white stuff because it has that blue hue that fixes the coloring on white, that just brings back the color. So I just normally just go in with like a hand motion like this, just clean it up. And I do this probably about 3 times, and normally they come back white and as you can see, they already look pretty good off of just one quick little session. Yeah, my laces weren't that dirty, not gonna lie. So I drain the water and I'm gonna tie it back in the room. And yeah, finish with that. I flip this camera around for y'all. So. You guys see me?
Mm-hmm. Let's see where.
All right. So now, pretty much done. I'm gonna dry the laces off with the microfiber towel that I was talking about earlier. I just grab one end and string it down the whole towel like this, just pulling it through, getting all that water off, and I run it through probably like 3 times just to make sure they're all dry before I put them back. Now they're pretty dry. I just lace the shoe back up and I'm done. As you can see though, I do have yellowing on this shoe. I do have yellowing. I can't remove that, but I could show you guys a quick. If we have enough time, that's down.
So what's the process for that? Why don't you just tell us the process for that?
Yeah, I could just tell you guys. So what I do is I get this, I pour it, and I get a little brush right here. I just put it on the soles, and I put saran wrap over it, and then I walk over to my little ice box that I have in my room. 1 second. And I plug it in to this ice box that I have. 1 second. Okay. It's not wanting to switch the camera around, so I'm going to just show you guys with the front camera. So I plug it in to the ice box, which I let sit for a couple of hours. So I'll put the shoe in like this, and it'll sit under this, which mimics the sun's rays, and it just brings back the color on the outsole.
Wow.
So that's how I get my shoes from going from yellow back to clear again.
And that light, is it a specific light or just any light, or is
It's a ultraviolet light. You can find them on Amazon. This one I have here is a Mars Hydro 600 watt light. If you are into plants or growing plants, you may know what I'm talking about, but that's what it does. It just like it's a specific light that mimics the sun's rays, which what does it? You can't just like leave it in a light in a room and just hope for the best. Like you have to have a certain light.
awesome? That's amazing. And we're giving a big shout to Zachariah for joining us 2 a.m. in South Africa, and Marcus was 2 a.m. in South Africa for joining us here. And Chris, if you could zoom out.
Yeah.
So Nate, that was amazing actually to kind of get a chance to like see the process. Ultraviolet light, I didn't know that you could actually get the yellow, and that's amazing. That's amazing. So that's what you do.
Yep.
Very, very cool. So I'm going to show you very quickly, and then we're going to go to back to Mr. Woody Wise and get a little bit of knowledge and history from shoes from him, from someone who's been there for a while. But so I was explaining to my friend, or actually Woody yesterday, that I had a pair of shoes that I bought in Paris. I was touring there, and when you're touring, sometimes the money and the currency in another country doesn't seem like it's real, so you don't have a problem spending it. And then you don't realize it until you get back that, yeah, it was a lot of money. Yeah. So here they are right here.
Are those like a shiny material, or did you just make them like?
Oh, it's a shiny material.
Yeah. What are those?
These are Adidas.
Adidas, like, are they a collaboration?
They're, let's see here. I got them because if this, where I can't do this. The clock. I got them because the clock was in the I was just like, oh my God, these shoes got like a little clock. No, I couldn't see the clock, but these silver, just like, man, and I'm telling you, like, these shoes went everywhere with me.
Yeah, I didn't. Those are
How old are they, Julius?
These I got back in probably 2000 and I'd say probably 7.
Okay, so they're younger than us at least. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so these were the absolute best pair of shoes. They cost 350 euros.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if I just don't know if these they can be revived though. I mean, like the top of this, look at this, like it's gone.
just, if you want, I can work on them for you. Just let me know, man.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna have to. We'll do it as a project, like a science project. Okay, Mr. Woody Wise Spencer. Okay, so how's your microphone working right now?
I don't know. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect now. Okay, awesome. So big shout to my one of my best friends, Brian Eccles, who is an amazing historian of everything and an amazing resource, because I called him just yesterday because I wanted to make sure that we had some very knowledgeable sneaker freaks on this panel so that we could literally, from Sumaya's perspective of being an entrepreneur following her passion, hear from someone like Woody who's been there, and Nate who's actually in the business of sneakers, to hear from someone where we talked earlier about history and what history means, from someone who was actually there from the very beginning. So Woody, if you could tell us a little bit about your kind of relationship to shoes and the history of how it started for you to where we are today.
Sure. Peace to all. Hope everybody's having a great day, great evening. Yeah, my sneaker journey started, when I was a kid like everybody else, but, my childhood started a lot longer than about 40 years ago. So, like it started off, I was like I was telling you yesterday, just being, a young basketball player. And, back in those times, you can only get sneakers in one or two colorways, which is usually all white or, white with a black stripe or something like that. Like as we moved into the mid '80s, hip hop was just being born. We thought we were the flyest kids ever, so of course we wanted to match our sneakers with our basketball uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do, you get out the Sharpie, you start coloring the neutral stripes, and make whatever color that you want. However, after a while, maybe when I was like in like 8th grade, Nike, came out with the Air Jordan 1, and then they came out with the Nike Dunk. And those were both, basketball silhouettes made for basketball players. They included a color blocking system that, teams could match their uniform to, or their school colors to, and, be fly, as we say. So, imagine, ball players, having sneakers for every uniform. Okay. And then once that once the court life of those shoes wear out, they turn into street shoes. You don't throw your shoes in the garbage. You just clean them up, change the laces. You wear them with your street clothes. You know what I mean? So now your shoes are matching your street clothes too. So, after a while, you a pair here, pair there, you probably get like 2 pair a season, and then in the summertime you may get another 2 pair, and before you know it, you have this small collection. And like I say, back in the 80s and early 90s, there was no sneaker game as you guys know it today. I mean, I think the only people that were wearing sneakers were basketball players and dope dealers. You know what I mean? And because I'm not sure. Well, everybody knows about the Air Force One, the history of that shoe, but that is one shoe that 40 years ago came out at $90 for a low cut version and $100 for a high top version, and the price has not changed since. It is probably the most sold shoe of all times, and I work for Nike, so I can tell you that that's a fact. And it's probably we sell that shoe more than any other footwear that we do in any other category, any other silhouette. All right. So, any questions from there before I start rambling?
Yeah, Nike. Those Air Force Ones are definitely the most sold. I got 2 pairs in my closet right now.
Oh yeah, like I was telling Jules, like that's a shoe I don't even wear anymore. I don't even look at it anymore.
Can't.
Like I said, we wore it so much. It's just like, okay, you know, it's just like it's forever a classic. But like for a collector, as myself, that's one shoe I don't need anymore. Like I had a closet full of just Air Force Ones at one point in time, and so now I kind of rotate between like Jordans, Air Max, Air Max collection. I do a few of the signature, Nike basketball shoes, and then a few dunks here and there, and then a lot of other things, Vapor Max, any other new iteration or silhouette that they're pushing at the time. We just try to stay current nowadays.
So I got a question for you. Okay, so being so I'm starting to understand like a sneakerhead. So when you're deciding on what shoes that you are gonna wear, so what's the order of like prioritization? Is it what the clothing, or is it, or how much does it factor in that someone might not have the shoe? Does that still, how does it rank in the decision making?
Like for me, because like my collection is so expansive. You know what I mean? Like I usually, however I'm feeling for the day is what starts it. So like today, you see I'm wearing a maroon sweatshirt. Try to flip this camera just so you can see the footwear. Let me see if I can I do that or no?
You gotta click that settings button for like the little settings, little gear looking button.
Okay, I don't see it.
You gotta turn your cam back on, man. Yeah.
Okay, you got me. All right, you said the gear button?
Yeah, the little gear button, and then click on where it's gonna give you a drop.
Gotcha.
And then
all right. So I'm wearing KDs today just because it had a little bit of maroon in them, right? All right. So like for me, the shoe sometimes, sometimes the shoe dictates. Where am I? You guys got me?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the shoe dictates, the outfit. Sometimes it's the other way around. You know what I mean? So like for me, there is no order. Like, like if I'm wearing, sometimes I just put on all black and just grab any box. Whatever I grab for the day is what I wear.
Yeah.
But like depending on what I'm doing for the day, a lot of times it's based on comfort. You know what I mean? So if I know I'm going to be on my feet, all day, I definitely go for something that's more comfortable, that's going to give me, a couple more hours on my feet than, something that's a little bit more rigid, something like I would play ball and, be a little bit more stiff on the foot,
So when you say, that you have an expansive collection, so what does that mean, an expansive collection? Is that like, 300 shoes? Is that, do we just lose?
Do we lose them?
Do we lose them? Or is that, the question was this like, you guys, it's too much. He had to just drop. he had to just drop. He was like, expansive. He's like, pfft. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what word are you talking about, man?
So we'll get him back in a second. But man, so Nate, so while Woody is about to come back on, like, so what questions do you think that you would have for someone who's been there, from that historic standpoint that you would want to know, that might apply to, you and your business right now? What are the things that you think about?
How was it like watching the brand grow to what it is today? Like, that's really my main question. Like, he's seen it from the start, right? Like, he was around when it started. Now it's like still a thing, and it's branched off into its own different ways. Like, I just really want to know, like.
Okay, perfect timing. So we got two questions
I don't know what
for
I'm
you.
doing here. But
It's all,
sorry about that, guys. I'm
it's
the
all
old
good.
guy in the room.
It's all good. So we had two questions. The first one was, when you say your collection is expansive, like what does that mean? Is that 100 shoes? Is it 200 shoes? What is it?
Okay, I remember I said I used to collect Air Force Ones. My Air Force One closet was over 215 pair.
Damn.
Wow.
That was just Air Force Ones. But that was going back from the early 90s, probably going straight through like mid 2000s when I stopped wearing them. So now I would say my total collection right now is somewhere close to about 550. I would say about 550. That I actually rotate right now is probably like 125 though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even understand rotating 125 pair of shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I'm saying, man. I ain't gonna lie.
It's a sickness. It's a
Woody, what
sickness.
size shoe are you?
What size shoe? I'm a 13. That's a US
That's what
13.
the shock. That's what the shock.
she's like, well, it's shipping. So Sumaya's in South Africa right now, Woody. So
Okay, welcome.
it's 2 a.m. there. And so our second question was, our second question was, Nate wanted to know, how was it watching the brand from where it was expand? Yeah, go ahead, Nate.
Wow.
Oh, people used to like talk. I remember people like, I heard old people saying like how Jordans and stuff used to just sit on shelves and like nobody really cared about them. Like they used to go on sale.
Yeah. Yeah, like back in the day, you have to keep in mind it was only a select amount of people wearing them, like primarily the ball players, and then basketball enthusiasts and dope dealers. You keep in mind like Jordans were the first Air Jordan. The Jordan 1 was $65 when it first came out. It now retails at $170.
Yeah.
All right. Every other Jordan after the first silhouette, I think after the $65 one, the Jordan 2 debuted at like 110.
Yeah.
The Jordan 3 was like 1.25, and then they all stayed like at 1.25 for maybe until like the mid 90s, and they jumped up again to about 150, I think.
Yeah.
Like now in terms of like watching the brand grow, like the story is told, Nike was getting ready to fold before they signed Michael Jordan, to that deal. You know what I mean? Like the company just wasn't making the revenue that it needed to do in running categories. And, it was, still very brand new to the basketball category. So when they signed Michael Jordan and then they introduced that Jordan 1, it was a game changer, man. I mean, game changer. And then like the Nike Dunk coming the following year right after that for the college teams. Like I say, game changer, man. Like from those two movements, Nike was able to muster up enough money to start paying signature athletes again. You know what I mean? And I think like after Jordan, you had like Charles Barkley had a shoe. Who else? From Nike. I think those were like the only two. Barkley and Jordan were the only two for a long time. And then everybody else just wore whatever the standard brand was, which was usually like an Air Force One or Airship, which was the shoe Michael Jordan actually started off wearing, was the Airship and Air Force One. Contrary to popular belief, like he never wore the red one in the game.
Yeah.
That's just a myth. That's a story.
And Nate, what were you gonna say?
I was saying like it was just on the Jordan 1s. I think he wasn't wearing them, right?
Say it again now.
I said he wasn't wear the Jordan 1s in game because the color.
Well, the Jordan 1 didn't exist. Like the shoe that he was wearing was called the Airship.
Yeah.
Right. It was a black and red Airship, and the shoe it didn't look nothing like the Air Jordan, but it was just so shocking to society to see everybody else has on white shoes, and this guy comes out with black and red. You know what I mean? So it was kind of a jarring for 1984, 85. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you see what the kids are wearing now. They don't even match the shoes to the uniform anymore. You know what I mean?
Or something.
Yeah. So okay, we have a few more minutes, and thank you so much, Woody, for joining us. So, and Sumaya, do you have any questions just when it comes to passion or in general? Or Nate, do you have any other questions in terms of like from a pursuing this as a business? I guess I would ask Woody, is there anything that like if you were going to pass on any type of information to someone like Nate or Sumaya who are in their passion and moving forward, what would that be, especially in the shoe game?
Well, right now, like I was telling you yesterday, if my mom had not donated, the footwear for the home that I grew up in, I would be a millionaire right now. So I would say, treat your footwear like art. All right, like treat it like it's a Basquiat or a Gauguin. You know what I mean? And take care of it. I mean, for all it's worth, save it, collect it, get you a storage locker or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like I like 20 years ago, if I could have predicted that the sneaker game would be what it is now, I guess I'd be well retired. So I would say stick to your passion. If there's anything that you guys love, you guys are your generation is literally making the rules. Yeah. All right. So I would say whatever it is you all think you want to do it. Do it. You know what I mean? But like I say treat your footwear like art. Nate, like I say, the hustle that you got going is going to be one that's going to sustain you for a long time, brother. Right. Right? So just stick to your guns. I mean, that you have a lot of people in your network that are doing the same thing. I mean, you'd be surprised like what you guys could grow, just from some camaraderie and and some shared life skills. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Cool, awesome, man. And just to give us a quick rundown, Woody, of where what you do with Nike right now.
Okay, right now I'm a product life cycle coordinator. What I do is, I'm the person that receives all footwear into our Chicago market, which consists of primarily two main stores. We have a flagship store on North Michigan Avenue, and then we have a community store on the south side of Chicago. So what we do is, what I do is I allocate footwear, which is deemed high, medium, or low heat. We allocate those to different channels, like you guys probably heard of like the Sneakers app and Sneakers Pass and stuff like that. And those are just new ways to pick up footwear opposed to waiting in lines nowadays. Okay, so what my job entails is receiving product from its inception. The company gives it a life cycle. Once that product has run its life cycle, I get the footwear sent to the next location. Okay, so we always start at a flagship store, clearance store, and then we go to tertiary, secondary and tertiary markets like, maybe Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something like that. And then after it leaves there, it goes to another set of vendors, another lower tier, until the product is sold. But like one thing about us, like our products are always, fashion forward. The youth definitely drive everything that we sell here. Everything that we, create here is created by, specified by the youth. Like my generation, we don't get anything. We got to kind of get in where we fit in. But, we are, a fashion forward company. So we definitely cater to the young, you know what I mean? And, with that being said, everything that you guys see coming through Nike, I touch it. Everything that leaves Nike, I touch it.
Nice. Yes. Sumaya, did you have a question about anything?
No. I'm just shook. I'm so surprised. Like, you touched everything.
Nice. Awesome, man. So this has been a very entertaining 2 hours. Woody, thank you so much for taking the time to share some knowledge and let everyone know kind of like where this all came from Chicago's perspective, being here with Jordan, be able to watch him play and wear the shoes, but then have a whole nother appreciation looking back as to what it was and knowing people like you were saying yesterday had the shoe or have the shoes now and never got a chance to even see
Yeah,
person play, but still have
yeah,
it.
I know, right? That that
Yeah,
that's the one that still baffles me. Yeah, still selling.
absolutely. So, guys, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Nate. Again, congratulations, Sumaya. It's 3 o'clock in the morning there, so you're gonna get some sleep. And this has been the Sneaker Freaks, and I'll let Chris go ahead and take us out.
Man, we're at the end of this. Y'all did a great job. So proud of these young adults. If y'all have not been tuning in, tomorrow, Dance Music Scene Awards starting at 6 p.m. And then we have our pitch competition finals. Shout out to all the young adults that have just busted their butts getting ready for this moment in their lives, which only comes around once, right? Love y'all. As I always
right.
say, in order to achieve your dreams,
You got to follow your passion first. And up next, we got Mr. Bradford James from New York.
awesome. Awesome.
Right.
Bradford,
Peace to all,
good
guys.
luck on
Take
your
care.
set. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And for those of y'all still tuning in, listen to this next dope sets. Love y'all. See y'all soon.
Peace.
Yeah.
No.